I decided to climb out the window.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
On the 12th floor.
Because I was like, oh, there's a ladder on the side of the building that's totally probably safe.
It's what it's there for.
Hi, friends. Welcome back to the Friendzone. I'm your host, Symonne Harrison, and I'm here with the one and only
Emma Norton. Wow.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
If you guys don't know, like, me and Emma are like literally besties, and I feel like we hang out a lot, but you maybe don't even like see us out and about that much. We FaceTime and we text a lot, but when we get to be in the same room outside of work, it is a rare occasion, and I love seeing you and being around you.
I love you so much. I really appreciate you having me on, and I just wanted to say that I think it's so cool that you are so young and such a bad bitch, and so I don't know, like the fact that you're doing this and just putting your whole heart into it, and like have such wonderful people that are a part of it.
That part, yeah.
I don't know. I really admire you, and I just love you so much. And this is so fun for me because we're just hanging out. So
no, we're having the best time. We're chit chatting, talking our shit.
And some things will definitely be bleeped for the betterment of mankind and womankind.
Yes, that. For some reason, if someone doesn't know you or hasn't seen what you do, like give us a little intro.
Yeah, I mean, I am a makeup artist. I do SFX makeup. I style. I do creative directing for brands. I have modeled for probably since I was like 12-ish, and I've been doing acting since I was around 12 too. So I feel like performing arts have always been a huge part of my life. Yeah. And anything that's artistic or weird is something that I feel like I always have been drawn to.
I was thinking when you were saying that, like, do I know how she got into it? And then I was like, wait, maybe I don't. And like triple threats are like one thing. You are like I don't even know what number
you're so
how to say it. You're like a seventh threat.
Oh, you're so
like,
nice. I like how threatening that sounds. So I might just say I'm a seventh threat.
I'm a seventh threat. Don't mess with me. No, but genuinely, like you are like not only so talented, but you are so talented in every aspect you do. And it's not that you just do it because you're talented. If someone like brings on a challenge, you can do that and just excel in it very well.
So much, dude.
Just naturally.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
I honestly live and die for a good side quest.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think that that's the reason why I feel like if I just put my mind to it, and you're the same way, so don't even.
Absolutely,
but if you put your mind to something and you just put all of your time and love into it, there's no way you can really fail. Of course, like there might be some learning curves, but I never really believe that anybody should be put in a box about something. Like if you want to go be a dancer, then go take classes and go be a dancer. Like if you want to go do a business of your own, go do that. Like there's nothing that stops you. And I think that when I was younger, I was under the impression that you had to just be a singer, or you had to just be an actress.
One thing,
or you had to be, you know, whatever that is. And that's boring. So I really appreciate that so much.
Oh my God, of course.
That's so nice. Oh my goodness.
Emma's like quite literally one of my favorite friendships that I have.
Same.
Just because it's so like fun and chaotic, but then we have like really sweet, like tender moments, and those are like to the extreme. Our friendship is very extreme in the best way possible.
I think that we both are kind of extreme in the best way possible.
Absolutely.
So I love that our friendship is a reflection of that. I remember when I first met you is through Sophie.
Yeah.
And I just immediately felt like you were so warm and you were so cool and just like down for anything. And I love a girl that's down for anything.
Oh, we're so down.
And we've definitely done everything.
We've done mostly everything under the sun together.
Yeah. And then Lollapalooza, which you were so kind to invite me, I'll never forget. Oh my God.
Girl.
That was so much fun. So
we had the best time.
That was very
I've
fun.
actually really never talked about this trip on the pod.
It was
have
so
stories.
Fun.
This brand took us to Lollapalooza. It's a music festival in Chicago in August. Honestly, like one of definitely like the highlights of my entire life.
Oh, it was crazy. Right after I got there, I immediately just ran to the festival because I arrived late. And
well, you had like a shoot or something.
Yeah,
so it was a journey.
Yeah.
So Emma came like halfway through. She literally stayed for like less than 72 hours and then dipped, and we were still at the festival like
that
thriving.
Was crazy.
But that like month for you was just insane. You were traveling everywhere, and
we both travel a lot. You just got home from Role Model.
I did.
Like I think that you and I both love a good concert moment.
Oh,
like I will
live,
fly
breathe, and die for
anywhere.
concerts.
I will do anything to make that happen. And so Lollapalooza was like, I was just right off set. I've immediately got off on a plane. And I think that right when I arrived at Lollapalooza was when Chapel did her iconic set.
Yes.
And that was like right when I got in there and I was like, oh my God, is that Jesus? Like, what's happening? Like, it
God
felt
is a woman.
like a religious awakening. I was like, I'm in the Pink Pony Club. Nothing could be better. This was so worth all of the chaos.
And it was so frustrating because there was no signal on the festival grounds. But the one thing I do love about the festival is that it's in like the heart of a city.
Yes.
Like Coachella is like very like dusty. You have to walk like 3 miles to get
Girl,
anywhere.
you're in the middle of nowhere.
Literally in the middle of nowhere. But like we
Oof.
walked home from the festival.
Yeah.
We walked to our like Airbnb. Like everything's so local and walkable and like you can DoorDash. Like it was so nice. And like you just look around and there's like the tallest buildings.
It was
and, like,
gorgeous.
there was grass and like
God forbid. Oh,
God forbid grass.
not just
like,
the desert. I think that Lollapalooza was a little bit of awakening for how much harder Coachella is. Like where it is,
absolutely.
it completely changes everything. It's literally in the middle of nowhere. Don't get me wrong. I love Coachella.
We love a good festival.
But oh my God, like walking home was so nice. You can't do that at Coachella. You're gonna become a tumbleweed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we just walked like straight to the Airbnb. We like stopped for like slushies at 7-Eleven on the way
So fun.
home. Like,
I was like weirdly having a heated meltdown, but I was like, it's okay, girl. Like we're just gonna get home and get through.
I can literally say you're one of those people, you and Brendan in this way and Ryan, like the three of you. I'm not this way whatsoever. But like when stuff starts to go wrong, you have a bad feeling. Things are not going the way they're supposed to. You keep your composure, you figure it out, and then say it afterwards. Like no one would know. Emma like was a little bit sick on the trip.
Low key, definitely.
Like stomach bug sick.
I don't even know. Like for sure. Probably I was just getting over like something.
Like she was like
No, I
down
was-
for the count, but you would never know. She was fully dressed up at the festival, like just pounding water. But like you three, like when you see an issue or you feel something or like something's going wrong, you're like, everything is good. And then like internally you're like, what is happening? I need
No,
to fix it.
totally. I feel like I learned that from my mom because of how much I've put her through. Like that woman thrives in chaos, girl.
Oh yeah.
And I definitely learned that from her because I even still, there's some things that happen where I look at her and some horrible or crazy thing is happening and she's just like,
Diva,
and
serious
I'm
face.
like, okay, like what? Like, are you good? I'm freaking out. So I really appreciate that I learned that from her. Not to say that I'm perfect at that. I have my moments.
We all do.
But I appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, I literally have a tattoo. This is so funny, but this was probably 2 years ago, 2 summers ago. I was in Europe and I was with a bunch of my friends and we were like, we should all get travel tattoos. So I
Okay.
was like, yes, we should.
Yeah, like absolutely.
Waddle on over to a random tattoo shop, which you
God.
shouldn't do, but the tattoo turned out well, so it's okay.
You got lucky.
I-
Where was it at?
This was in Malta, which is like this teeny tiny country in Europe,
Okay,
and it's
cool.
gorgeous. You would love it. Oh my goodness, it's very similar to Italy.
Okay.
The one that I got that was what travel meant to me was literally just the words thriving in chaos.
I love that.
So, and that's not just travel. I feel like that's also mindset.
Just like life in general.
Oh, yeah. So, not to say that it isn't good to slow down, which I feel like I've learned a lot more this past year and, you know, maybe a little bit more than that. But a girl loves to thrive in chaos.
She loves to thrive in chaos.
I love a little chaos.
Wait, you're like getting some of your tattoos removed right now, right?
I actually am. Yeah. So, the ones that I'm getting removed are just like really not cute ones behind my ears that I got when I was 16 at like 3 a.m. with my ex-boyfriend and was like, oh my God, like, let's get tattoos. I'm super cool and 16.
I could never.
Oh, I honestly, looking back on 16-year-old Emma or like 15-year-old Emma, girl was a little too thriving in chaos.
Can you
Oh
like give
my
us a couple
God.
examples? I feel like I haven't unlocked this like lore from your
Yeah,
life.
that's fair. When I was like 15, I had been cast in a short film.
Oh, amazing.
And so I came out to LA and it was the summertime. And obviously I'm not going to be there by myself. I needed to have my parent. We were in this Airbnb and it was probably on like the 12th floor or something like that.
Okay.
And there was this crazy party happening. And it was, you know, of course, something that my parents would not allow the 15-year-old to go to, rightfully so.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no way I'm missing this. And I've done this multiple times as a young kid, but
You were like the crazy party girl.
Not even. The funny part is that I honestly just wanted to be a part of. How do I explain this? It wasn't even
just
in like
wanted
a
to be a
drinking
part
and drugs
of,
kind of
like,
way. I
the
just wanted
older
to be a
crowd.
part of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't in like an actual like, oh my God, I'm crazy. It was just tattoos and parties, I guess.
Yeah.
Which so sorry, mom and dad.
But you turned out
thank you for not
beautiful.
disowning me. Appreciate it. I cannot give my future children any shit. I already know that because
Yeah.
mommy made very interesting choices.
Yeah, but like the kids learn from mommy's mistakes.
yes, mommy was very safe, but mommy was very bold. So I decided to climb out the window.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
On the 12th floor.
Climb out the
Classic.
window. Yeah,
Classic
because I
move.
was like, oh, there's a ladder on the side of the building that's totally probably safe.
It's what it's there
What?
for. What's your sign?
Yes,
Billie Eilish.
A Gemini or a fire sign?
I'm a Libra.
Oh, that makes
Yeah.
so much sense.
Whoa.
Which
What are the other
I don't think
ones?
anybody ever guesses that right, which is really interesting.
What are the rising and the moon?
Just Pisces and Pisces. Yeah.
I'm so confused.
So like that's also what everybody always says. Like if you, for those of you that believe in signs or dollar signs, I believe in
Those.
both.
Yeah.
But
A dollar sign usually fixes everything.
that's usually what sign I say I am is dollar sign. My exterior is very hard, like sort of boss bitch vibes. We
Yeah.
like to keep it, but the interior is very soft in some ways, not in all ways, but
Yeah.
you know, I have my moments.
I think you're like very like, you know your worth, you know who you are. You're successful women in business vibes. So like you just have no reason to put up with like stupidness or like
I just don't have
you
the
know
tolerance.
you
I
don't have the you know
patience.
exactly what you want, what you need, and what you deserve. So if anyone like partner, business relationship, friend, whatever is not giving you that, like you are fine being okay
Yeah.
by yourself.
Thank you so much.
Like you are thriving in that division.
I worked really hard for that. So thank
Yeah.
you so much. I worked my ass off for that. I was a very, very, very insecure teenager
Yeah.
and like very insecure young woman. And I mean, I had a hard childhood. Like I had some really intense mental health problems.
Yeah.
And I would never trade them for the world because of what I've learned from them. But like I had to be at rock bottom to be where I am now.
Yeah.
And I definitely think that choosing to love yourself and choosing to not put up with people's bullshit is forever a choice. I think that people think that that's an attitude or something that they're just confident or, you know, they're just no bullshit. But
Yeah.
every day I feel like I wake up in the morning and I make that choice because I make that choice for my younger self because she could not choose that back then. And I
Yeah.
had to work really hard to figure out what my worth was. And
Well, she's so proud of you.
oh, thanks. Yeah.
course.
And a lot of shitty men. Shout out to you guys.
I literally love FaceTiming Emma and like
Ugh.
going through like she'll be like, I just went on a date with like an Australian man and like he wasn't my type, but I have a date with another Australian man next to me. I'm like, what?
I mean, like, I just think, first of all, I'm very opinionated about your love life because I think that you could
Should we dive in?
You could use to be a little bit more no bullshit.
Dare I say?
Dare I say? Because I think that what you allow is what comes into your life. So if you
Okay,
allow for those
true.
things to happen, you're not asking the world for more.
So true. Wait, like so true. Okay, like this doesn't have to be in relationships, but I heard something the other day and it was like, oh, like my plan B is to like da 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 da. They're like, well, if you have a plan B, you're automatically not going to accomplish plan A because you're giving
100%.
yourself like an easier
I
option.
love that. I love
so
that.
like if there's no plan B, you have to succeed at plan A.
Totally.
There's no choice.
Yeah, I don't think anybody should have a plan B.
That really stuck with me. And that's kind of how like I did this whole podcast. That like was a wake up call and it's like, you know what?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So then
I
that's
love
why
that
did
about you so much. Like you have been in this industry for so long. I think that's so fascinating about you because like when did you start doing social media?
When I was like younger, like musically
That's
days.
so wild.
I would say like actively started doing YouTube like
Yeah.
consistently when I was like probably like 12.
That's so cool, dude.
Yeah.
You have to be so proud of yourself that you were so ahead of the learning curve, like at such a young age. And
Yeah.
at the same time, I really also have a lot of empathy for that. Probably was really hard too. Putting yourself on
Definitely
the
a good
internet
mix,
at
yeah.
a young age, like I started when I was like 15, 16. And I feel like if I started at 12, that would be even harder.
Yeah.
And I don't know, both are really tricky for different reasons. But like, girl, you're still standing and thriving. Like
Thank
so
you.
many people low-key become a little bit maybe tired or, don't keep up that work ethic. And I love that you just find new ways to evolve because you have to. Like in this industry, you have to evolve.
If you don't grow and evolve with what's changing in society every single second of that day, you're not going to be able to succeed in the social media realm.
I totally agree.
Like in general.
But I love the plan B, plan A thing. And I almost, that kind of reminded me of something that I was thinking about earlier today.
Yeah.
And something, to circle back to your love life that I wanted to,
dive into.
maybe give you a little bit of tough love on in the best way possible. But I journal a lot and I've been single for a little minute now. And I feel like in my time that I'm single, I really want to reevaluate like what I want and need from myself that will then attract the right person.
Because if you're like thinking like, oh, well, this is what I'm used to like wanting and needing, you're going to keep getting people like your past.
Totally. Which is not fun. We don't need to repeat. We don't need to replay that episode, girl.
No.
But something that I think about a lot is that if I don't want to be my partner, then I shouldn't be with them. That was actually weirdly a quote from like one of my favorite books 2 years ago that was like this self-help book that one of my previous therapists wrote. Because at the time I was definitely with people that I would not want to be.
Yeah.
Girl, would definitely not want to be them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think about that all the time. And that's also friendships too. Like
I
if you
was just
don't want
gonna
to
say-
be your friends, you should not be friends with them.
I use this analogy all the time and my friends are like talking about something and like I just put it out there as a filler and I always say this is not me like convincing you anyway. I just want like food for thought.
Yeah.
I go, here are your 5 closest friends and like what about them is like and so intriguing, right?
Yeah,
So
I
I
love
have
that
them
question.
answer that and I go, well, people say that you're like a mix of your 5 closest friends. So if I came up to you and I said you're similar to one of those 5 people you just named, would you take that as a compliment? Because if you wouldn't take that as a compliment, they shouldn't be in your life. Or like at least at an
100%.
arm's distance or like reevaluate what they mean in your life, if that makes sense.
Totally.
Because if I name 5 people off the bat and people like, would you say that's a compliment? I would be like, I'm so beyond honored to be called
my God,
like my
yeah.
friends.
You have such wonderful people in your life. And I
Including
will
you.
always say, well, thank you.
Of course.
I think that is so wise to think that way because it is so true. And I need to be a lot less blind to that, I think, in relationships, not friendships, but relationships.
Yeah.
Because I've definitely dated people where I'm like, oh my God, where are your friends, girl? Do you have them? Like, and that's not good because that means that there's a lingering problem. And just because they might, be friends with you or might have a really positive relationship with you doesn't always mean that that's the entirety of them. So
Yeah.
you have wonderful people around you, which is such a reflection of you.
You
So
do too.
I love that. And that is not always how it's been when I first got here. I think that you have to have that learning curve in Los Angeles.
Yeah. For
To
sure.
be like, oh no.
It took me like 6.5 years to find like
Yeah.
even more than 5 people that I can trust.
Yeah, because I think that my biggest advice when someone's first moving here is get really comfortable being alone. Because I think that it's such a waste of time being in rooms that you feel like you're alone versus actually spending time with yourself.
Yeah.
Because you could be in a room full of people, and I remember feeling so alone, even more alone than I do with myself. Like, I
Well,
love
also,
my me
like-
time probably too much.
I know, we were
I'm like,
talking
I have a
about
great
this.
time with myself, girl. I'll have a kiki with her every night, but
Like I am my own best friend.
yeah, I'm like, yeah, it's also that. And this is so funny. I randomly read this. I think this was like from the New York Times or something, but it was talking about how much better you sleep when you don't have a partner. And like scientifically. And
Okay,
I was
wait.
like,
This is not in a weird way
yeah.
whatsoever. Making this clear right now. I sleep so much better if I know someone's in a room with me.
Really?
Like, doesn't even have to be
Can't
in the same
relate.
bed. Like, my friend has like a loft apartment.
Yeah.
So like they'll sleep on the loft. I'll sleep in the downstairs.
That's kind of
But
sweet.
just like, but because it's open, like 2 completely different floors. I sleep like a freaking baby.
That's so interesting.
Like my house, like just by myself, like whatever. I have white noise, I have the TV, I have a sleep mask, I have like a weighted stuffed animal, everything. And I still
No, I
wake
low-key
up
do
like in the
too.
middle of the night and I'm like, what is happening?
No, girl, I knock out like in 10 seconds.
Really?
10 seconds. Oh my God. I also low-key hate cuddling. Like if I have like a boyfriend or a little girlfriend, like I only like that for like 10 minutes and then I'm like, okay, I need to sleep on my own. Don't touch me.
Well, sleep, like that is one thing. Like you
Maybe
really,
weird.
you really don't get sleep if you're like cuddling someone. Even if it's like a
No.
nap on the couch,
Oh.
like the second they move, you move,
I'll
and it's
sleep.
like,
I'll wake up like tangled up with my man, like sweating, like
it's
Cute.
so
yeah, I
cute.
love it.
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't do it. I'm like, girl, that's the only time I'll wake up.
was like
I don't know. I'm
cuddling
like,
with someone.
yeah, I'm like, we can have like 5 to 10 minutes and I need to
have my own time.
go in my coffin, girl. Yeah.
Wait, I have a question for the guys. How often do you think about the Roman Empire?
What's the Roman Empire?
And we love a queer. Yes. Yes. What is the Roman Empire? We don't care. Lady Gaga. That's who it is, bitch. You better work. Abracadabra. So the Roman Empire, like, I guess that was like sort of a meme where it's like, what's your Roman Empire? Like something that you think about randomly all of the time. I love pickles.
That is absolutely
Anyway.
disgusting.
Thank you.
Oh, you do love your pickle bites.
I do. I feel like in a relationship, someone has to like pickles and the other person should not like pickles. Same with olives. Have you heard that? The olive theory? I
This
think it's
was
the
in-
same
okay.
with pickles.
I talked about in a different episode of How I Met Your Mother theory. This was in How I Met Your Mother too.
Yeah.
It was like one person likes olive, one person doesn't.
So
one person likes pickles, one person
We're
doesn't.
perfect for each other, babe.
We're meant to be.
I know.
I need to think.
I will treat you better than the men in your life. So
I just like love that Emma's more passionate about my love life than I
literally
am.
am.
Because like I'm just like and she's like, what do you mean?
But you need to have that best friend that's like gonna tell you how it is. And girl, I will tell you.
You
how
are.
It is.
You are. But it's not even
Yes.
like major, like I'm fully single. It's not even like major life events are happening. It's just
no.
like I just don't even like put in that much effort / care in this era of my life.
I also don't, but you know.
But like she cares for me.
Yes.
Like I care about your Australian men dates.
Which like great. Like
Because-
that could go
because, again, you're
nowhere.
like-
yeah.
yeah.
I just have again, like we said, no tolerance for bullshit. This is ignorance is bliss, I feel like. Because for a lot of people who are going into dating, I think that people who are my age are just kind of like la la la, like
Whatever.
I just
love
wanna
is great.
hook up me crazy, la la, which is great, girl. You get it, but I don't feel that way at all.
Yeah, no.
Like I'm very protective of my energy, and that's why I don't date that often. Is because, girl, I'm busy. Like I'm here to be
literally have
rich,
so much stuff to
pretty,
do.
and iconic.
Period.
That-
Period.
that we live like, and then if they're not
So-
helping, like for example, like let's go down the rich, pretty, iconic, right?
Yeah.
What's one thing all of those have in common? I'll answer. Like sexy Instagram photos. And like if our partner isn't helping take those photos, they're not participating in helping us be rich, pretty, or iconic.
Right, you gotta be
which
part of the fan
means they're
club.
taking away some of our like vibes and energy, which
Yeah.
means it's an absolute
It
no.
all comes down to Instagram photos, guys.
That's all it is. Like a girl in a pretty dress. Like that's all you need.
No, I mean, like, I think it's the best thing in relationships to be each other's biggest fan.
Oh,
Like, I love
absolutely.
that. And that's also, like, I feel like because I have dated, like, both men and women, I'm super comfortable being both in the role of dominant or submissive,
Yeah.
which I think has played really strongly into, like, my life, too. I've learned to be softer a lot from my,
Yeah.
like, relationships that I've been more submissive in and other ones where I've been kind of the more masculine energy that have been a huge plus for me to learn about, like, what it means to be a boss bitch, too.
Absolutely.
And I think that the best relationships I've been in are ones where I can be both. Like I love
Yeah.
where I can be soft, even though I don't look like it, I promise.
she is just like a
Girl.
little teddy bear.
Because I think that a lot of people who also have like a harder exterior or like they're, you know, women like some of the most successful women, they, of course they want to feel like they can be baby too, you know? And that's
Of course,
that's
yeah.
same with men too. Like that's not to say it doesn't go both ways, but I love when you can be both. Having
Also,
that.
like when you're like super like boss vibes, I can do everything. I'm successful on my own. I'm self-made.
Yeah.
Like people can look at that and it's like, well, I don't feel the need that, or I feel like I can't help or like I can't do anything
Yeah,
because they
yeah.
can do it all themselves. And at the same time, like you can do that when you're alone, but in a relationship, like that's when you create room. And obviously you're not like
Yeah.
giving over your power, giving over the things you like doing, but it's
Yeah.
like giving them a little bit of an opportunity to do those things for
Which
you.
was so sweet when I finally learned that could be a thing in a relationship. Like, that's the best ever because
It really
I'm
is.
very stubborn. Like, I'm extremely stubborn, and that's worked in my favor so well in my life, in my professional life. But as far as like asking for help, I don't really do that all that much, girl, because I know that I'm going to do it right myself.
Thank you.
However, it feels so good when somebody will just be like, no, Emma,
Let me help you.
let me out. They kind of need to shake it out of me. But
Yeah.
yes, like, please shake it out of me, you know? And it's the best. Like, it's so nice to be soft every now and then.
Kind of going back to dating just because this is so funny.
Yeah.
Me and Emma are like that friendship duo that's like, if you're down, I'm down vibe. But there's this person.
Oh my God, I already know what you're bringing up. We had kind of a little crossover episode in our love life. That was funny.
This person, let's name them Tattoos.
Sure, because that's a name.
Yeah. This person named Tattoos. Met them in passing a couple of times. Like, personally, really funny, nice, sweet. Just not me.
I
Just
feel
not
like
for
when
me.
you start with really funny, that means you don't like them.
Just not like that. Like them as a person. Like them as a friend.
They are hilarious.
Hilarious. Super nice. Friends with a lot of my friends. So clearly, if I trust my friends.
Fine.
For Emma. Just like not, even though like if I were to describe my type, it is low key them two. Just, I don't know. That person is just not for me.
Do you feel like you have a type?
Oh, absolutely. But I never date my type. I was talking about this yesterday.
That's so interesting. You've never dated your type?
No.
Really?
No.
Manifesting that for you.
Like black curly hair, tattoos, men in suit.
I just ovulated. Anyway, yeah.
So there's a person that like, I guess like really kind of like wanted to get to know me, but I think it's in a friendship way, like whatever. So I was just telling Emma, she's like, no way, I've had a crush on him. Like for a while.
Just
or
a
whatever.
little. I
think they were like attractive is what she was saying.
I just think that they're so fine. It's just like they're so wrapped up with somebody else that they shouldn't be, that I'm like, meh. Like the most unattractive things to me is like when somebody is wrapped up in an ex thing, or, you know, I don't know. Yeah, like a situationship. I'm like, it goes for my counterpart too, where like if I'm not only interested in you, that like it makes total sense for that person to not be interested in me, and vice versa.
Yeah,
like if you're not 100%, then why the hell would I be interested in you?
Yeah, literally.
But I do think that he's really hot. So,
But we're just like
It's
waiting
really
for his like little
unfortunate.
era to end. So
yeah, his little era or something.
yeah. So he like was like having this little like get together or whatever. And I was like, well, I'm gonna bring Emma, like duh. So then
So
I
funny.
like he invited me because he wants to get to know me, but instead of bringing Emma,
Which, like,
so that I
period,
can let
also,
them hit it off.
like, love for you. Like, if you were interested, I would be
no.
more than happy. I'd be like, girl, yeah.
Which like
you
we're the
get
same
it.
way, but like
Yeah.
I like have made it like very clear. Like I think they're a nice friend, and that's it.
I think that
And she thinks
they're real nice.
they're just real nice.
without the friend part. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's why I was like, okay, I'm gonna make the move where I go to the hangout, but then bring Emma so then I can like set them up.
We love a little plan,
And then
we
it got
love a little
canceled.
concocted plan.
So
But-
we're gonna do that again soon. It
I
got
just
canceled,
love
but
flirting.
we will give you guys an
I
update.
love flirting. Flirting
What's
is
the
so
best way
much
to
fun.
flirt? I cannot flirt to save my
Well,
life.
I feel like I have two different ways that I flirt. A lot of it has to like kind of do with psychology, which is maybe scary for me that I'm like thinking about that when I'm flirting with somebody, but genuinely I am. Like when you look into someone's left eye with your right eye, it immediately makes them feel like you're warmer with them, which is really strange. But this is
Wait, can you take notes, Ryan?
girl. This is manipulation 101. Get that, man. No. But that is the thing, like, which is so strange, but it's actually scientifically
Wait,
proven.
what do you mean like?
It'd be like this, like your right eye,
Yeah.
and me looking more into your left eye.
But
For some
both
reason,
of your
that makes
eyes
people
look
feel.
in the same spot. No.
Girl, I don't know. That's
You have to like focus this.
yeah.
Okay, wait, hold on. Am I
It
doing
just
it?
goes cross-eyed and dies.
Am I
You're
doing?
welcome. You got him, girl.
Am I doing it? Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah, I felt it in my spine. Yeah.
it? Okay.
Yeah, no, but that's weirdly a thing. So I think about that, and I also think about, this is strange, but like finding ways, this doesn't have to just be for dating. I
Yeah.
weirdly like to get, maybe this isn't weird, I don't think it's weird, but I like to get really deep with people.
Oh yeah,
Whether
absolutely.
that be friendships, business relationships, or a little dating or flirting moment. So if I'm on like a coffee date with somebody or something like that, I feel like one of the best questions that you can ask someone, again, this is all backed up by science, which is I'm obsessed with like podcasts about like just different behavioral tactics with like body language. So when you're seated across from somebody and you're asking questions about them, a lot of it comes down to either what you're saying or how your mannerisms are. So when you're mirroring their actions, for some reason, that's something that is really attractive to the other person.
Is it like mirroring their actions, or like over time? Like I realize I do this so much and I don't like it's subconscious. I don't know I'm doing it.
Yeah.
That I'll like take on their mannerisms.
Yeah.
But you're saying like if you're
That can
on
be
like
a telltale
first
sign that they like you if they're mirroring your actions too.
but like
If
it's
I'm
a first
leaning
coffee
in and I'm
date,
sort of like this and they start to lean in, that's
then I'm
obviously like the most obvious example.
Yeah.
But even just little things, like if you're doing something with your hair or whatever, that is like a telltale sign that they might be interested, which is so weird. Also, like finding a way to bring up this sounds so weird, but finding a way to bring up their childhood in a question is just not something that normally people would be asking.
Yeah.
Like on a date or, whatever it is, or like, what's your, if you're asking like, what's their lore? Like what brought you to where you are today based off of like who you were as a child?
yeah.
I think that that's such a good question
That's
because
so
that
cool.
says so much about a person, especially like one of my favorites to ask. And this is similar to what you were saying about like, who are your 5 friends?
Yeah.
Is who's your role model and why? Because I think that says so much about a person. That's usually my first question I
Wait.
ever ask somebody, especially on dates, because that's such a telltale sign. And if they
that's
don't know,
so good. Like I honestly like don't know. Like if I'm thinking about my friends, I'm like,
yeah,
I couldn't name their role model.
yeah,
Like
it's
that's just
cool to
something
know
I
that.
don't really think about.
It
I
says
mean,
a lot
I
about a
love
person.
role model the artists like Tucker, baby.
I do
Like
too, so far.
we can be married with a couple kids. You know.
Oh,
what I'm saying? But, like,
okay.
I also found out he's
Deep.
27. I'm a little sad, but
Well, yeah, I guess that's a little bit old for
like
you.
I'm just like 8 years. 8 years.
Yeah, that's fine.
My parents are 7 years.
Yeah, you're fine.
This is like a complete subject change.
Yeah.
But I know you mentioned that you started social media at like 15, 16.
Yeah.
How did like being a girl on social media kind of affect like, I want to kind of dive into beauty standards, especially
Yeah.
because you do so much like makeup and cool effects and whatever. I feel
Oh,
like you
thank
have a
you.
lot of knowledge on this topic, and I wanted to kind of like dig deep and like
Yeah.
how you think like beauty standards or posting yourself so young on social media kind of affected how you think of yourself and how you see yourself today.
Well, first of all, that's a great question. So thank you. I mean, yeah, for some reason I had sort of an opposite approach to I think how some people might feel when they're first starting and they're younger. But I feel like makeup, especially creative makeup, like I did some really crazy looks in the beginning. That's continued on, but I remember I did like this really cool poison dart frog look and like,
Oh my
this
gosh.
completely all blue tiger, like things that are not.
I remember those. I like.
That's
was a
so
big
nice.
fan.
What? Oh my
like
God.
in high school, I would be like I was obsessed with you in high school.
Wait, stop, really?
Not even kidding.
Wait,
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
nice.
I was like watching your makeup like all throughout high school.
I'll meet you at the altar, babe. Oh
That's
my
so
God. Wait, that's so
cute.
nice. Oh my goodness. I really appreciate that. Because I was just making little silly videos in my room. And honestly, those things, starting with looks like that, made me realize that I'm so much more interesting than just how I look in my face
Yeah.
every day. And that beauty doesn't have to be one thing. It doesn't have to be, a supermodel on Victoria's Secret runway. It can be a gorgeous blue tiger or whatever
Yeah.
you want to be, because looks like that really liberated me because I was so insecure. And I looked like a completely different person when I was younger. I was super blonde. I looked like a Brandy Melville girl.
Oh my gosh.
And like fake tan, like nothing wrong with that. That just wasn't me. And it
Yeah.
never will be.
Did
Like,
you do that because that was kind of like what everyone around you was doing, or you felt the need to
Totally.
like?
It was a lot easier for me to water myself down so that I could feel better in my own skin at the time
Yeah.
and feel like it was easier to just live as a high schooler.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had to realize that like that one perception of beauty doesn't define all beauty. So
Absolutely, yeah.
I think that when I got weirder in my looks, it made me realize how much more beautiful it is to be interesting versus
A look
pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, like and I think this is, I don't know if it's Lady Gaga or someone else, but I would so much rather be iconic than pretty.
Oh, absolutely. Like you'd rather like say you're walking to carpet, going out to a party, going out to an event.
Yeah.
You'd rather be the one person, good or bad, either being like, oh my God, look at that outfit, than like someone that just walks by.
And that's not to say I don't love a good Hollywood glam little moment. I live for that.
But like
as well.
we can also like take that and like add our own personality and just like make it again rich, hot, and iconic.
Of course. Yeah. So I mean, experimenting helped me so much. So I feel like my advice to especially, you know, young women, boys, whatever, like just experiment. Like I had no idea who I was or who I wanted to be. And I just kind of did everything in the span of like 2 years, probably between like 15 to like 17, even to 18. Like I was just like, I'm just going to try everything and see what sticks. And it really opened my mind because it made me realize that my style doesn't have to be linear, that one day I can be an office siren, the other day I can be old Hollywood glam, the other day I can be a blue tiger. Like you can be whatever you want at all times. So yeah, it doesn't need to be one thing.
I low-key feel that way, especially like with this podcast. We kind of wanted to like dabble into all my different like looks and vibes and personality. I always try to describe like, I honestly like, if you go in my closet, I feel like you have like a style. Like even if you could do a million different looks, like I see something at a store and I text you a picture and I go, oh my God, Emma,
yeah, you
so
do.
good.
And you always
I do
get
that
it right,
too,
girl.
all the time. But I feel like people like can't do that with me. And that's not like a bad thing. I just feel like I've always just like struggled, like what is my style? Like what would someone see in a store and be like, that's so Symonne? Because I love hopping over. And again, I kind of don't want to put myself in a box.
Why would you?
Like,
that's so lame. You don't need to.
Yeah, like I love, like I always try to describe it as like Tate McRae, ex Sabrina Carpenter.
Totally. That makes perfect sense.
Like
totally.
sporty.
And I would get that from
girly.
you. I would totally get that from
but
you.
But then I also like love the business and like, you know, like
I feel
like
slaying today.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely.
Just trying to match you, queen. But I kind of want, like, I have like 10 different kinds of styles I like you know, the business professional like vibe, and then like the super girly girl where I have like big dresses, and then I have the sporty, and then I have the more like tomboy, and then I have like the Billie Eilish like baggy clothes mix match. Like I love pulling off anything.
And you can, because I think that the most beautiful thing about a person is their confidence.
We've been experimenting too this season.
We
Which
have,
is so
it's been
fun.
such
like,
a good
you might
outlet.
as well. Fuck it. Like, also, who cares? Like, I think that I had this idea once I was online, because I honestly had a little bit of a rebrand, I guess you could say, because when you look back on my earlier stuff, it was kind of like e-girlish or just like very, very like spooky vibes. Like I feel like I dressed very much like a Monster High doll, which I have my moments with that now too. Don't you worry.
I just saw your video the other day that was like my favorite shoes. I don't know where I was, but I fully watched it like at like, I don't even know, like church parking lot or like something was so random, and I was just like, I need to watch this video because like you put so much effort and like time into your content. I was like,
I watch all of your videos too. Like so good, because you have such a beautiful personality online, which is such a skill. Like displaying your personality online is really hard for a lot of people. And that might just be because they don't have as good of a personality. But you know, there's that. But you have such a gorgeous way of displaying that. And I love watching that in your content. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Symonne. Like it feels, even if I weren't your friend in real life, I feel like I can feel you being my friend through the screen. Which is such a superpower, especially as a woman in business. Like people want to watch your videos and be like, I want to be friends with her.
You know, my whole like goal when I first started social media is like, no matter what comes out of it, I just want to like make people happy.
Which you
like
absolutely do. You make me really happy watching your videos.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I always like, I was trying to like find kind of like, I had like not like personal crisis, but I was like, what's my style? Who am I? Like,
which
happens
just like
reevaluate
a lot in life,
you know?
too. Like I've felt that way multiple times. I think it's good to feel that way. It means that you actually want to grow.
Right. And I was like, just turned 18, and I was like, okay, like what am I doing going forward into like this new year and this new chapter of my life? And I wrote down on my chalkboard wall, which is right there, I was like, I want to be like a big sister to the internet. And I was like, well, I'm only like 18. Like I feel like sometimes like people a little bit older, but just like, and I was like scratched big, just like sister. Like I want to feel like, because I don't have siblings, so I don't really know that dynamic, but as much as I can assume what it is, I want to be that for like everyone who watches my videos, you know?
I 100% get that from you and from your videos.
Thank you.
And I know that you're 18, but you're really not 18. And that's something that I admire so deeply about you. Like, you are such an old soul, and you
Thank
definitely see the world in a way that I can confidently say that most 18-year-olds do not feel. And like,
Thank
I don't know,
you.
you just, every day I feel like you want to get the most out of life and see the best in people. Bad
Emma places to like hype me up.
I'll just be there professionally being like, yeah, girl, get it.
Yeah, girl, get it,
Which
it.
is so
pose.
easy to do. Like, it's the easiest job to love you. Like, it totally is.
That's so nice.
It's so true
It's
though.
so
Like,
real.
you make that so easy. And I think that anybody who's in your life should know that. Like, you're the easiest person to just admire and like see the good in. Like, it's so
You are.
true. Yeah, it's so true though. Like, you really are. I think that you're so lovely. I think about it all of the time. And I'm not just saying that because there's cameras or because she paid me to say that. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
We
I'm
do not
kidding.
have any more
I'm
budget
totally
left
kidding.
for this podcast.
Oh, you're so sweet. Oh my goodness, babe. The glamour. You look too good. I'm so sorry, babe. I'm so sorry. I just committed a war crime on a podcast, making the host cry. Oh my God, war is not over, girl. I love you so much.
Wait, this is like one of my favorite episodes.
Oh,
of mine,
same,
just so you know.
100%. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
so
for
honored to
having
have
me.
you. You are
I
such a
love you.
light, and you've already done so many amazing things. So I can't wait to see all the things your future holds.
Same with you, girl. I can't wait to meet you at the Met Gala or whatever it is. Because I don't know, you just are, again, I can say the same things about you. You are such a light, and you make every time that I'm with you, I feel so healed and just better than I did when I walked in. So thank you so much. I love you so much. You
I
guys,
love
Symonne
you.
is the coolest. Please show her so much love. She's such
Same
a bad
grandma.
bitch for doing this. And I love you so
I
much.
love you.
Where can we find you on social media?
Oh, yes. You guys can find me at Emma Norts on all of my platforms. So plain and simple. Find me there, girl.
I
Yeah.
love you so much. We're gonna actually take your yearbook photo to put in the
yay.
yearbook
Okay, let's do it.
and wrap this up.
Hell yeah.
Wait, did you ever have like a yearbook quote? And if you didn't, what would it be right now?
Oh, that's a great question.
Rich, hot, and pretty.
Something like that. It would either be that or I'll see y'all at the Met Gala.
Yeah. Period. I thought you were gonna say Lady
Yeah.
Gaga.